Hey everybody, welcome, and we're live with Game 1 of a best of 3 between Enemy GG and Complexity Gaming here in the American Qualifier stage for ESL 1 Frankfurt. I believe this is a quarterfinal match, so both teams really looking to move on here, secure their spot. And Complexity Gaming starting things off with style with a Bounty Hunter pick. Enemy GG, they'll pick up a Witch Doctor. First phase. I mean, this is a hero that this team really love. But to pick it first seems a little odd. I'm actually quite curious as to what the decision making is there. I mean, and surely you can expect to get away with that in third or fourth without it being banned. I'm sure Complexity have more important bans they want to make. But that being said, they'll pick it up, they'll secure it.
5 seconds remaining.
Now, I believe it's Z-Freak who plays the Bounty Hunter, and he plays a mean one. No, Doom. Okay, so this will be a safe, or a jungle Doom, most likely, a la Puppy. And Nature's Prophet, follow-up for Complexity. That'll be almost certainly Swindle's taking it off lane. With the Bounty Hunter, there's no way they're going to run a jungle Prophet. So, Complexity, this is a team who love early pressure, who love roaming around, getting kills, getting picks, and they're very good at it. And with this 2 for opening, the Bounty and the Nature's Prophet, they've got tools. The Bounty Hunter to scout out, find the enemies, the Nature's Prophet to TP in, secure the numbers advantage with that Sprout. And it's early on in the draft, but, I mean, Complexity are heavy favorites here, so you do have to start to feel a little worried for Enemy GG. I would really like to see a Spectre ban. Or a Zeus ban as well would be a nice choice for Enemy GG. They'll go for the Chen, so that makes a lot of sense too. Handskin, that's one of his old standbys. He's insane on the hero. And Complexity, taking out the Slark as well as the Ember. So Enemy GG, they're going to be looking for their cores now. And what do they want to run? Against a Prophet, you need some kind of lockdown. Be nice for them to get some kind of blink initiation hero as well. Beastmaster's an option for them. That's still in the pool. And that's a hero they're quite comfortable with. I apologize if I'm lagging. I'm not seeing any drop frames or low FPS, so it may be on your end. But hopefully not on mine, because I don't know what to do to fix it if it is. Phantom Lancer, the ban for Enemy GG. Makes a lot of sense. A hero that can get very active very early.
5 seconds remaining.
And they'll go for an Invoker. So a standard safe mid lane. And I wonder who will be playing that, as I believe Sovereign's their usual mid, but he's not here right now. Loomdom's standing in. But I'm not sure if Loom plays mid or not. We'll see.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Now, once we see one other core for Complexity, it'll be a little easier to see what kind of direction they're looking to go. Eventual Spirit, no surprise whatsoever. This is a really nice combo with the Bounty Hunter. Can roam early. Also has that benefit of also being a somewhat defensive support. So if your core gets doomed, Venge, if she's in position, can swap them out. Hopefully keep them alive. Doom, certainly not a guaranteed kill anymore. Its damage has gotten nerfed. It doesn't last quite as long, and no Dooms really buy Ags these days anymore. So the swap, a really good choice against Doom in general. And of course, also a way of countering the Witch Doctor if he gets a BKB to stop that
Reserve time.
ultimate. Now, Enemy GG, they're looking for a safe laner as well as an off laner. As far as offlaners, they do run Abaddon a decent number of games, and they are very successful with it. 77% win rate. But I'm not sure if they run that more of a support more often than not, or as an offlane core. It's risky to pick a melee offlane here. I mean, Venge and Bounty, as well as the Nature's Prophet, it's going to be a really rough lane for whoever the offlaner is. Faceless Void, that makes a lot of sense. Another classic and immediate Drow Ranger pickup for Complexity, so that tells you everything you need to know about this draft. They're going to be going for early towers, and with a Prophet, Venge, and Drow, their push is terrifying. And they're looking to just run over enemy GG before they even have a chance to get themselves in this game.
10 seconds remaining.
And it has to be said, they don't have a whole lot of wave clear. Invoker, that's about it. Doom has Scorched Earth, but he's got to get up front to do that. Faceless Void really has nothing, just the Chrono for the pushes. And, well, my guess is that Complexity will be looking to put tower pressure out before that Chrono's online even. Now, the only question left is whether this is going to be a mid-drow for Chessie or a safe lane drow for Limp. Either one could work. It's a little scary with the Invoker mid, but you can more or less hang the Bounty Hunter around mid and just pressure the Invoker. That would give Drow an okay lane. And it'll be a Spectre ban for Complexity, realizing that they don't want this to go late and they don't want the potential of getting wrecked in the late game. So it's, you know, kind of insurance policy. If they do fail a couple of tier 3 pushes against the Spectre, that means you basically lost the game. But without the Spectre, maybe there's a chance that Complexity can draw this out past the 30-35 minute mark, which of course is when the time Drow Ranger normally starts falling off a little bit.
5 seconds remaining.
Smart final ban for enemy. They take out the Death Prophet, which would have just been a little too much. Sven will be the final choice for enemy. And that'll be their safe laner. Nice for dealing with the Nature's Prophet. The Cleave can clear out the waves, so nice for the early pushes as well. And a hero that if he can get on top of Drow with Blink, will disintegrate her. Puck will be the final choice for Complexity. Another choice which I love. So that'll be Chessie's hero or Limp's hero going to the mid lane. Chessie taking the Drow safe. And that's 4 heroes that all benefit from the Drow aura. And Bounty to just run around and be annoying. No, enemy GG have a really scary late game. It's very, very strong. Invoker, Sven, Void, and Doom, all these heroes scale incredibly well. Witch Doctor as well, actually. So, if it has to be said, if the first 20 minutes or so don't go well for Complexity, then they're in trouble. This is very much an all-in lineup, but maybe kind of considering themselves a better team, Swindles maybe drafts in accordance with that and assumes they'll be able to win their lanes even if it's slightly unfavorable matchups just through outplay. We'll see if that's the case, but both sides going for completely different strategies here, and we'll see which one ends up working out as we are in the game. So quickly going through the lineups, it'll be Chessie on the Drow Ranger, Sea Freak on the Bounty, Swindles will be taking the Nature's Prophet, Limp mid on the Puck, and massive DCs from... What the balls is going on? What just happened? Okay, we may be looking at a restart as all players DC, and that DC results in 2 deaths to the tower for Complexity. I have no clue what happened there, but I'm sure none of the players will be satisfied with that start. That is really unfortunate. Okay. Good game, well played, everybody. Off to a fantastic start.
30 seconds to battle.
There's no pause because... Oh, okay, never mind. There it is. They are remaking. It looks like enemy's offlaner has come back into the game. So we'll just hop out of this. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, that was nice and quick. We're back. Back in the game. That was a really quick remake. And my Dota crashes. Yay. Okay, 1 second.
I speak for the trees.
Okay, we're back. Finally, things underway, guys. Sorry about that. But we are good to go. Everyone online, and it looks like enemy will not be playing with their stand-in anymore. Sovereign is back. So he will be taking the Faceless Void into the off lane. It'll be Slayer taking the Invoker mid. That leaves Flying Zebra on the Jungling Doom, Frozen on the support Witch Doctor, and finally BSJ, Banana Slam Jamma himself, playing the carry Sven. And on the Radiant side, Z-Freak already moving onto the enemy side of the map. Boots first build for him. Just looking to scout things out, maybe go for an early courier snipe if he can. And all of enemy's positions revealed by this tree. So Call should get an uncontested rune here bottom.
30 seconds to battle.
And do they have any early sentry wards down? No. So unless they're careful with this early courier movement, Z-Freak could be able to claim it. Look at him. He's hiding so deep. And is prepared. If he gets that, it'll be a really nice start for Complexity. But enemy, of course, should be aware and should be playing fairly safe with their courier, as it will be an even rune trade, 1-for-1. So the mid lane, the Puck against the Invoker. This is a lane that I have seen Puck win pretty hard in the last few days. And Limp, an excellent Puck player. So I'll have to see how Slayer can perform here. He may, of course, be getting a lot of early help. That Doom in the jungle is available. And Courier wanting to bring something out, but Z-Freak is prepared. Are they going to give it up? They're being nice and patient, and he will just have to bail, it looks like. Meanwhile, Chessie getting dumped on a bit by Sovereign here. He's getting quite low. Chessie's got to be careful. He's manning up for now. Hanskin holding the stun. He does, of course, have that jump available, so we'll be fine. But Chessie takes a lot of early harass. Does have a salve. Will probably be forced to pop it here. And the off lane, Frozen taking a little damage from Swindle. He's been able to find the creep wave quite close to his tower, and will be able to get a bit out of this, but he's got to be careful. Those double stuns coming out from the safe lane of the Dire. A little scary for the lone, Nature's Prophet. Now, Complexity, despite the early harass, Chessie is doing quite well as far as last hits here, driving the Faceless Void out, who's yet to get one. He is getting XP, though, as is Swindles, so relatively even there. Actually, no, never mind. Prophet's almost level 3, and there's the snipe. Z-Freak gets it on its way back. Nicely played from him. And Flying Zebra looking to hunt him down now, but he's got another invis, and will be fine. So Sovereign has managed to find his 2 here, but he is getting a little bit XP'd, out-leveled by... Oh, and the sun come out. Sovereign might be dead here. No, he gets the jump. Just barely in time. Chessie, if he'd been a little closer, could have got a couple of hits in, but not going to be the case. And Swindle's doing a great job pulling the lane back with his treants. He's going to continue to get XP here. Now, how's the mid lane matchup going? So far, slightly favoring the Puck, 10-7. Not a huge disparity. But He does have his bottle online now. And Hanskin rotating around. They get the stun out onto Slayer. 2 TPs really, really quickly. Flying Zebra rotates in, and that will be the end of it. But 2 TPs forced, and actually they may be able to get Limp here. Stun comes out. The Sunstrike is going to be there as well. He will get cleaned up. First blood goes the way of Frozen. And nice rotation from enemy will net them the first blood. And that will make things get a little bit harder for this puck in the mid lane, as Z-Freak just going to soak some XP. He's going to hit his level 2. And now, smoke up from Frozen and Flying Zebra rotating down on this bot lane. The Drow is an easy catch if they can find it. Hanskin may be caught out first, though. And fortunate for him, he's a harder kill, so he will kind of tank the gank. Chessie still might be in trouble, though. But the stun is available. No, they get the Witch Doctor cast. Chessie's dead. Surrounded and brought down. Hanskin didn't have the mana for a stun, so nothing he can do. And 2 quick kills for enemy. This early pressure draft from Complexity not working out for them so far. Although, of course, they haven't hit their timings yet. As soon as Drow hits 6, look for them to turn around and start putting pressure the other way. But so far, enemy taking advantage of the weak laning stage with the Bounty Hunter. And putting pressure on the 2 crucial mid and safe lane heroes. And Chessie gone for those 2 points in the ice arrows. So we'll be able to harass Sovereign quite heavily here. But he's already got level 2 jump up online. And has that poor man shield as well. So he's relatively tanky. Now Z-Freak scouting out Flying Zebra, who's got a bounty. Or double damage. And looks like they want to go on Slayer again, but nope, just rotating through. Slayer is still getting held down a little bit, only 15 and 6. But the puck, Dream Coil, it's not online just yet. Getting close. As soon as it's up, look for some action here in the mid lane. And Z-Freak was looking for the courier snipe. He may still get it. 1, 2, nicely played. And that's 1,100 gold. That was a big, that was boots coming up for Slayer. Oh, that's a big deal. Nice pick. And that makes this lane a lot harder for the Invoker. 2 minutes without the boots means that he's going to be very, very, very vulnerable to ganks here. Complexity. Limp has the movement speed advantage on him now. And Flying Zebra trying to do something, rotating through again, but nope, not going to. Just going to go back to his side of the map. Meanwhile, BSJ is still your net worth leader. He's 26 and 1, holding up very, very well. Some of these kills are going to be treants, of course, so slightly less gold. But there are multiple heroes rotating through to this top lane. They're going to wait for Swindles to get his mana back, and then he's going to port back in. BSJ going to be the target here. Limp has that Dream Coil online. He's going to pop it. Here comes Swindles. Trees in the area. The stun comes out as well. They do have a Sprout available, but the Witch Doctor cask actually keeps BSJ safe, and Swindles has to back. The Sprout will hold back the Dire for now. But gank fails. First rotation from Limp, and they may be able to catch Swindles here. Sunstrike gonna connect. BSJ going for it. Not quite enough damage, unfortunately. And now maybe they can turn. BSJ getting very, very low. Limp, they sprout up Frozen. He could be the trade here. Z-Freak looking for something, but he's getting body block by his teammates Treant. They will end up bringing down the Witch Doctor. And they're still chasing. Flying Zebra getting low. He will be forced into the trees, but there's an orb from Limp. He jumps forward. They're committing onto this. Z-Freak gets the slow. That's a kill. Hanskin rotates through. Gets the stun onto BSJ as well. They should bring him down. No, the stun connects, but the Sprout is there. Swindles will clean that one up. And now Sovereign's rotated through, but he doesn't have Chrono yet. He could be in trouble. There's 4 call heroes here. We'll hide in the trees, pop his Fairy Fire, but does have to leap out. There is another TP coming in, and the Invoker is rotated through as well. This could be Call overstaying their welcome. Z-Freak getting low, will be able to get out of range of the vision. And it looks like Hanskin may be the trade. Limp hiding in the trees. Doesn't have mana for anything, but I don't think they see him. He's going to go for the TP. Does he have the time? He will get out, barely. So it ends up being, I think, a 2 for 2 all told. No, they claimed the Witch Doctor earlier, so it's a 3 for 2. Slightly favoring Complexity, and there's that early aggression that we were looking to see coming out. Pressure onto the tier 2 in the meantime, as Chessie's been taking advantage of all this pressure on the other side of the map. He's taking down the tier 1, and they're pressuring the tier 2 quite hard. It's already below half health. And even though enemy were having a really good first few minutes in lane, Complexity, the switch flips. Chessie hits level 6, and all of a sudden you're 2 towers down, 2 core kills down, and Complexity, they start the snowball. Can they keep it up, though, is the question. Z-Freak looking for yet another courier pick. And his involvement in that fight means that he has Arcane's another 900 gold already at the 7-minute mark, so... Still hasn't hit his 6, though, which is an important timing for him. But Frozen, they'll play it safe. He will ferry out the item to his Invoker. As this tower is going to go down.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And we'll look to see if Complexity want to continue pressuring the tier 2 or if they back off a little bit.
Radiant's top tower is under
All of enemy has been forced back into this area. They are wasting a bit of time. So Complexity can look to spread the map, or maybe they're going to go for Roche. Looks like that's the play. Do enemy have an idea that this is happening? It does not look like it so far. The Sunstrike will actually clean off the Bounty Hunter in the mid lane. Caught up by that Sentry Ward, but this Roche is falling very, very quickly, and enemy have no idea. This is huge for them to claim this at 9 minutes in. This guarantees another safe tier 2 tower push. And Swindles, with the drums online, they're definitely itemizing for early game here. Limp, already well on his way to a Blink Dagger. And if he gets that at a reasonable time, things get really scary for enemy. BSJ, still your last hit leader, but when you take a look at the net worth, Chessie right out in front with 4,800, followed up closely by the Nature's Prophet. And as these towers continue to go down, this lead is going to stretch out, unless enemy can find some way of halting the pressure. And Doom almost online, so that's a big important skill for them to have to defend these. Chrono is online as well. And Sven working on, is that an armlet? With the helmet? No, of course, it'll be the helmet dom. So starting to come online, but their timing may just be a touch too slow. Sven, he needs that few minutes with the helmet dom to do some stacking, get those camps, and get off to an early start. And Sven, not a hero you want to have playing from behind, but look at this. He's 1,500 gold behind Chessie's Drow Ranger. And meanwhile, mid lane, they catch Limp. That was a Chronosphere committed. He almost got out, but was brought down in the end. So that's a really nice pickup from them, limiting his Blink Dagger timing.
Radiant's top tower
A little slowing down by a good minute or two. And they desperately need that. Every pick they can find delays Complexity's timing. And if they can delay it enough, they've got this game in the bag. But that's a big ask. And enemy trying to get some pressure out on their own. Gonna look for this tier 1 in the top lane. But Chessie's here. He's got to be a little careful. BSJ with the stun. They've got the Witch Doctor cast follow-up. Looks like Complexity are rotating into the area, though. They've got Hanskin and Limp smoked up, coming out the backside, while Z-Freak comes around on the other side. But it looks like enemy have backed off, just pressuring a little bit, and a bit of overlapping ward coverage here. But nice vision for pressuring the tower. Unfortunately, it will get denied as it is in range. Not just yet, as Hanskin Limp going to continue to pressure forward. The Treant is scouting, and they did spot the Witch Doctor. Are they going to go for him, or are they going to commit for more valuable prey? It looks like Swindles will pressure the lane. They're just going to rotate around, take the tower. Not going to go for the pick, as Frozen will get the TP out. Meanwhile, they find the Bounty Hunter again. And there is a multi-hero smoke from enemy, rotating immediately to the top lane. This tower goes down so fast, though. They pop the glyph, but it will fall. Can they catch anyone on the backside of this?
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Complexity do have vision here. Will they pop the smoke? Not quite just yet. It breaks. Do they have vision of this? They're going to go on Swindles. Doom is available. They catch him out with a deafening blast, but the Dream Coil is there onto 2. Chessie is in the area now. It's Flying Zebra taking so much damage. He's down almost instantly, but BSJ on the backside gets the stun on 2, silenced up by Chessie. But Chessie is getting low, and he could be brought down here. The damage from BSJ is nothing to sneeze at. Sovereign jumps in. Chrono onto 3. Beautifully played. Now, that's just the Aegis down. And Swindles is outside the Chrono, so going on to Sovereign, who may fall here, will. That's a 5-man wipe, and all they got out of it was the Aegis. Beautiful play from Complexity. And enemy just underestimating the damage that Complexity put out at this point of the game. All of them taking advantage of that max precision aura with the first point in marksmanship. They'll claim a tier 2 off of this, and this game, well, off that fight, this could be over very, very quickly. They're going to immediately rotate for the tier 2 mid. And,
Dire's top
well,
tower is under attack.
all of a sudden we're talking about a 10k gold lead at the 13-minute mark.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And I mean, that was a good start for enemy. They got the Doom out onto the Prophet. Not the ideal target, but still. They got the Chronosphere out onto 3 heroes, but they just didn't have the damage to dump into it. I mean, when you've got a Sven and a Doom, both melee cores, it does kind of negate the Chronosphere's ability to help the team a little bit. And that means that 5 for 0, or 5 for an Aegis, I should say, and Complexity, they can split the map, get some vision up, push in these lanes, holds enemy inside their own base, and look for the push. They maybe wait for high ground for the next Aegis, which will be up in about maybe 4 or 5 minutes. I mean, the score is 8-7 off the back of those early kills from enemy, but the net worth is all in Complexity's favor, and it's the 3 cores of Complexity who are out on top as well. So a lot of the kills that enemy have found have been onto the less important heroes, especially Z-Freak, who has died twice. Actually, I thought it was more than that. But he is working on the mech and is actually on a reasonable pace. Now, they do find Swindles. This will be a guaranteed kill. Nice pick. They do commit the God Strength for that. But an important kill, as he's in the grave for 42 seconds. And as the second most net worth, that kill is going to be, yeah, that's a 1,500 gold swing for just finding the offlaner. And this tower didn't end up getting denied, so Limp may be able to get it here. Will do so. But still, nice move from enemy. They need to keep doing that, though. And whether or not they're going to have the time is a whole other question. Now, Hanskin, Aether Lens online on him. So this swap is going to be pretty decent range. Now, solo chrono onto him. The Sunstrike's going to come through. So this should be another nice pick. Witch Doctor Cask is there to ensure it, and he will fall. Another nice rotation, another nice pickoff. It's only on a Witch Doctor, or Avenge, but it does, again, slow Complexity's timing. It gives BSJ time to farm, Slayer time to get his items up, use that Midas. And it gives them potential to come back. It's a tough road to climb. We are talking about a 10k lead still, but they could definitely do it with their cores. They do scale immensely better than Complexity, so Complexity have to be careful not to give too many of these away. Swindles with the Vlad's online, but he's gone back for a Midas, interestingly. So, despite the early pressure that they want to exude, he does pick up that Midas. It's kind of just a backup in case things don't quite work out and they do have to resort to split pushing. Then he is going to be able to get his farm and have that impact late game. But that's definitely not what they want to have happen. It's just a contingency in case if things go wrong. Z-Freak putting in this top lane by himself. And he does have the mech more or less online. Just needs 100 or so more gold. And there is a smoke from Flying Zebra and BSJ and Frozen. They're looking to come through the back side here. Do Complexity know? Swindles and Hanskin playing a little far out here. But the smoke has faded. We get some nice aggressive vision down here. They know they're not being spotted. They could continue to rotate through, but not going to be the case. They'll just back out. Mission fail. And Complexity continue to push out these lanes. Chessie's gone for the Sanjin Yasha. He's already got it up, actually. He is very, very farmed. Claiming that many towers does help, and of course he is 2, 1, and 3. Now, they're going to force all of enemy back to defend their tier 3. And Dreamcoil connects onto Slayer. The track's there as well. That's a very dead Invoker. And he died just so quickly. Wow, I was not expecting him to go down that fast, and neither were enemy. And with that pickoff, that gives Complexity the window they need to get some high ground pressure out. I mean, ideally they force this Invoker buyback. But They're going to play it safe. Got to defend their tier 1 bot. But they'll just hold the rest of these heroes in their own base. Not let BSJ get any farm. And I mean, 17 minutes in, the Invoker's already 2k behind the Drow. And the Sven even more so. Now, Chessie, what does he go for next? I would really actually love to see an Ag Scepter. Not that I think that's going to be the case, but it gives Drow a nice amount of tank and really increases her damage output in these team fights. So I wouldn't mind seeing it, but she goes for a blink. So nice defensive ability from her. A positioning tool on Drow is always good. And she gets plenty of damage just from her aura and marksmanship, so not really needing to go for right-click items as much. This top lane just continues to push in. One of enemy always has to sit back here, and that limits enemies' options as far as map rotations go. Sovereign is, under the cover of an Invis rune, may be able to pick off this courier, but only after it delivers Chessie's blink, and he's actually not going to go for it. A little too scared. As he does have his Vlad's online. Flying Zebra working on a mech of his own potentially, or maybe that's just a casual buckler a la Puppy. But jump forward from Limp finds the catch onto Flying Zebra. The Dream Coil, was that not committed though? It was not. So doesn't commit the Dream Coil. They get the track out, but don't engage. And just as well, because Sovereign did have that Chronosphere ready to go. Now moving forward from enemy. They're being forced to stay very, very grouped up here, and it is hurting their economy. So we can take a look at the graph, and they are steadily losing ground here. And Roche is online. It's been scouted by the Dire. Not necessarily scouted by the Radiant yet, but when it is... Oh! Meanwhile, jump. They find Sovereign. Dreamcoil was committed that time. And just Seafreak and Limp able to find these kills just by themselves. With that, instantly into the Roche pit for Complexity. The Sunstrike will scout it out, but there's really not a whole lot they can do. Chronosphere is their big round the pit teamfight ultimate, and without that, they certainly can't contest. So Aegis goes the way of Chessie, and this will be a high ground push. Instant smoke from Complexity, but unfortunately for them, it's under a ward. But look at enemy, all just hightailing it for the base. They do spot Slayer out, but he's going to TP away, and looks like mid will be the point of pressure for Complexity. And Limp, no Dream Coil for 30 seconds. So with that down, it's a little harder for them to find the jump. BSJ just has to blink away. Is being kept track of with the track. No pun intended. And things get a little tense here. This is the culmination of Complexity's early game plan. 20 minutes in, perfect timing for a Drow lineup to be pushing tier 3s. If they don't make this push work, though, then they're still okay. But if they lose a lot of heroes making the push not work, then things get scary. So this is the hold that enemy need to make to keep themselves in the game and to give themselves the advantage going forward. Can they pull it off? Complexity not looking to get too aggressive yet, just chipping away, pushing at them. And the top lane is pushing in thanks to those treants from Nature's Prophet. So eventually, enemy will have to split their attention between two lanes. And meanwhile, Chessie just on the low ground, blinking away anytime anyone comes even close. Luckily, they have that high ground vision with the track up. And Complexity playing very, very safely. But it's the right move. They don't want to get caught out here. And enemy, if they just sit here and don't jump in, then they are going to lose this tower. They have to make an engagement at some point. And it's a scary jump to make. Hanskin is available with the instant swap, has that Aether Lens for the extended range.
Dire's bottom tower is
And
under
the
attack.
tower will maybe get denied here. They're not going to deny it, but it will certainly fall. Now, there is a smoke wraparound on the backside. Sovereign has the Chronosphere online, but Hanskin spots them out. Meanwhile, Limp has actually jumped in, and now BSJ jumps onto Hanskin, but this is not necessarily the kill you want. Chronosphere onto 2. There is a buyback from the Invoker. Witch Doctor ultimate going strong will bring down Hanskin. Now Dream Coil connects. They will find just Frozen with that, though. Does break it, and Flying Zebra standing strong. Scorcher still going, but they will manage to bring Frozen down. No, not quite. Gets on the high ground. No, Chessie finishes him off. Now they do find Z-Freak, though. Dust connects, and now Chessie could be in trouble. The Doom is still online on Limp. He should be able to get away here. And meanwhile, Swindles has managed to find the entire bottom lane of Rax while that fight was going on. So it's all just baits from Complexity as they lose a couple of heroes, but find the more important objective. Now, Swindle going to get caught out. Sunstrike will be spread, and BSJ, he's going to go down. Chessie will find him. Does have the Aegis still, and so he's fine. On the backside, they do bring down Sovereign and the Doom again. 3 heroes down, only 1 buyback. This will be your mid lane of Rax as well, and 2 lanes down at 23 minutes. I think this is now Complexity's game for sure. For a second, it looked like enemy were making a nice hold, but the reason they were holding was Swindles wasn't there, and the reason Swindles wasn't there was they were losing map control elsewhere. BSJ, that's a dieback for him. Slayer's going to fall as well, and there comes the GG. It was inevitable at that point. Well executed from Complexity. Enemy, they tried to hold as well as they could, got a couple of nice early pickoffs, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough. After that 5-man wipe in the top lane, there wasn't a whole lot they could do, and well, game 1, definitely going the way of Complexity with style. Can enemy hold for game 2, or will it be a quick 2-0? Stick around to find out. Guys, I'm Sindar. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll be back in just a minute with game 2. Don't go anywhere.